If you only have 5 minutes today to practice your English speaking, I have the perfect exercise for you. As a teacher, I find that most of my students are pretty good at book English, but they have a hard time when it comes to speaking. They have difficulties with everyday conversation, casual conversation. And so today's speaking exercise in this video will help you with 5 main skills or 5 main things to work on with your casual conversation. Number 1, expressing your feelings or your emotions. Number 2, giving your opinion. Number 3, asking for information. Number 4, describing something. And number 5, telling a story. This is what we usually do when we're having a conversation. We do one of these 5 things usually. You can get a free PDF guide of this video and everything that we talk about in this activity from the link down below. Pop in your email address and I will send you that PDF guide. You'll also receive my free weekly email lessons. What makes this activity so special and so effective is that it's visual. This activity can work with any painting or any photo that you have around your home or that you can find online. And it can be changed. It can be adapted to work for any level. I'm going to show you how to do this exercise in 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. However, please know that your level can change from day to day. Your level is not static. So maybe today you're feeling really energized and motivated and you feel like you can do this exercise at an advanced level. And then tomorrow you don't feel like speaking, your energy is really low, and so you want to do the beginner version of this activity. And that's fine. I find that sometimes intermediate students and advanced students put too much pressure on themselves to always do advanced intermediate material, advanced activities. But if you're not feeling it, if you just don't feel great today, it's okay to do the beginner level version of this activity. The key is to do something. Don't do nothing. All right, so I'll start by explaining hard mode, how to do this speaking activity in hard mode. For today's lesson, we're going to use this painting because I've sent it to some of my students in my free weekly email lessons that I send every week. You can get that down below if you want it. And it seems to be very popular and very, very helpful for many people. So this is the one that we're going to use today. It's also kind of a funny painting, I think. It's very intriguing, it's interesting, and it has a lot of people in it, and it tells a story. So it's a perfect painting to use for this type of activity. And what you do is simply set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes, a 5-minute countdown, and you're simply going to explain this painting. What is happening in this painting? For 5 minutes, you're going to speak freely about it. And if you want, you can use these guiding questions. What do you see? What do you see in this painting? What do you feel? What does this painting make you feel? What do you think is happening in the painting? So what do you think they're discussing? What do you think is happening? What questions do you have for the artist? If the artist were sitting right here with you, what questions would you like to ask the artist? And finally, can you tell a story from your own life that this painting reminds you of? Is there a story that happened today or yesterday or in your past at some point that this painting reminds you of? These are just guiding questions. Of course, you don't have to answer all of them in 5 minutes, but if you have no idea what to talk about, you can use these 5 guiding questions. And to make this activity even more effective, I highly recommend that you record yourself. Take your phone and record a video of yourself speaking, or take a voice memo. Just speak directly into your phone like you're recording a voice memo for 5 minutes. When you're being recorded, there's some kind of pressure that you feel that mimics, that reflects the feeling of pressure that you might really have when you have an English conversation. Record yourself speaking English, and it's kind of the same feeling as speaking with someone in real life. I also have a speaking rubric for you in the PDF guide for today's video, so you'll be able to give yourself a little score. Make sure you be nice to yourself, be gentle with yourself, don't be too critical, but you can get an idea of how you're improving day by day if you give yourself a little self-assessment score every time you do this activity. And then, of course, you can delete the video, delete the voice memo as soon as you're finished with the activity. You don't have to keep it. All right, so now we're going to move into intermediate mode. If you're feeling like trying this in a little bit of an easier way, here's what you do. Look at the guiding questions, choose one or two of them, and then you're going to type the answer, your personal answer to these questions, in your first language. For example, the first question, what do you see? Write the answer to this question, type the answer to this question in your first language, type what you see in this painting. Just take like 30 seconds or a minute. Because it's your first language, you should be able to do it pretty quickly. It's very important that you do not use AI. Actually write it yourself. And then when you're finished, take your text in your first language and translate it into English. You can use Google Translate or AI. Translate it into English. Look at it, read it in your head, and if there are any new vocabulary words or phrases that you don't know, that you don't understand, look them up, search for them, so that you understand the text that you wrote, which is now translated into English. Are you with me? We're good? And then you'll simply do the same thing that I described for the advanced mode. You'll record yourself either with a video or voice memo. Record yourself for 5 minutes, set a timer for 5 minutes, and you're simply going to read what you wrote, but in English. And finally, we're at beginner mode or easy mode. And this is a completely, perfectly valid, great way to do this activity. There's nothing wrong with this. Even if you're advanced, you can do it in beginner mode. And we're going to do beginner mode right now together, you and me. So here are some sentences, 10 sentences about this painting. And what we're going to do is simply read these sentences out loud together. English words are coming out of your mouth. You're working on your pronunciation and your vocabulary. So there's nothing wrong with doing the exercise in easy mode, especially if you only have 5 minutes. Okay, let's give it a go. So I'll read the sentences out loud. You can read them with me if you want. 1. This painting is called In a Roman Osteria. This painting is called In a Roman Osteria. Number 2. It is an oil on canvas painting by the Danish painter Carl Bloch. It is an oil on canvas painting by the Danish painter Carl Bloch. Number 3. It was painted in 1866. It was painted in 1866. Number 4. In this painting, we can see 3 people in the background and 3 people in the foreground. In this painting, we can see 3 people in the background and 3 people in the foreground. Number 5. The 3 men in the background seem to be having an interesting conversation. The 3 men in the background seem to be having an interesting conversation. Number 6. The 3 people in the foreground are looking at me. The 3 people in the foreground are looking at me. Number 7. They seem to be looking at me suspiciously, or even with disgust. Did I do something wrong? They seem to be looking at me suspiciously, or even with disgust. Did I do something wrong? Number 8. One of the women is smelling her drink, or perhaps is about to take a sip. One of the women is smelling her drink, or perhaps is about to take a sip. Number 9. There is a very serious-looking cat who is also looking at me. There is a very serious-looking cat who is also looking at me. Number 10. The whole scene seems to be taking place in a restaurant or a bar. The whole scene seems to be taking place in a restaurant or a bar. We're just describing the painting, describing what we see, and making a couple of little assumptions about what might be happening here. And finally, after you finish this activity, if you still have a couple of minutes, you can ask yourself a few extra questions like, what was hard about that? What did I find difficult about that activity? What do I need to improve, or what do I need to work on tomorrow or in the future? And number 3, can I find more paintings, more photos to do this exercise with? So do a little online search, go to your local library, find an art book with cool paintings in it that you can use, or some photographs. If you have 4 extra minutes in your day, I suggest you try an activity called the 4-3-2 technique, which is really cool, really helpful for helping you practice your fluency. I'll link the video here where I demonstrate how to do this video using French. If you do this activity, please let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. How'd it go for you? I would love to know, and I will see you very soon.